Commutation in a simple DC machine. Since we know that in a DC machine, electricity is generated or power is generated as AC. But in order to get DC as the output from the DC machine, we use a special arrangement, what is known as commutation. Thus we can say commutation is the process by which we get DC or direct current at the output of a DC machine. In order to explain or in order to understand what are the problems with commutation and how do we solve the problems with commutation in the real DC machine, we'll first try to understand how does commutation take place in a DC machine. Let me start with a simple DC machine with 4 loops only. This is North Pole, this is South Pole. This is the rotor of a machine. In this machine, we have slots for the winding. This is rotor of the machine. These are the 4 commutator segments. Call this as A, we'll call this as B, we'll call this as C, and we'll call this as D. Suppose this is coil 1. This is another side of the same coil 1, that's 1 prime. If this is 2, then this is 2 prime. If this is 3, then this is 3 prime. If this is 4, then this is 4 prime. These are the 2 brushes. Brush X and brush Y. Fine. Or let me use the bigger picture. A, B, C, D, 4 commutator segments, 4 coils. Coil side 1, coil side 1 prime, coil side 2, coil side 2 prime, coil side 3, coil side 3 prime, 4 and 4 prime. Let us suppose this is at omega t equals 0. Since my rotor is rotating in this direction anti-clockwise. Since rotor is rotating in anti-clockwise direction, so for conductors which are under the north pole, suppose here it's going in this direction, so this is direction of velocity v. Magnetic field is from north pole to south pole, this is direction of magnetic field b. If we want to know the direction of the induced EMF E, we know induced EMF E is equal to V cross B dot L. V cross B, you have to rotate from V to B. When you rotate in this direction from V to B, it will come out. So dot here, dot here, dot here, dot here. By same logic, the ends under the south pole will have a cross here. It will go into the plane of page. If I draw the circuit diagram for this finding, I have commutator segment A over here, commutator segment B, commutator segment C, and commutator segment D. To commutator segment A, two sides are connected. One is connected, 4 prime is connected. One is connected, 4 prime is connected. To B, 1 prime is connected and 2 connected. 1 prime and 2. To C, 2 prime and 3. To D, 3 prime and 4. What this basically means here is, if you have coil 1, this coil 1 will look something like this. This coil 1 has two sides. One side, what I marked 1, is under the north pole. Another side, what I marked as 1 prime, is under the south pole. For side 1, voltage is positive out of the plane of page. That means at end 1, voltage is positive. Voltage is higher than at the other end, which is inside the plane of page. That means side 1 is positive. Similarly, for side 1 prime, voltage is positive into the plane of page. That means voltage into the page is higher than the voltage at the end 1 prime. So for 1, positive is on the one side, positive is on the one side, and negative is on the internal side. While as for 1 prime, positive is inside, whereas negative is at the 1 prime end. So this is negative, this is positive. By same logic, for 2 and 2 prime, 3 and 3 prime, 4 and 4 prime, you can mark positive, negatives. Now, how much is the voltage out of the machine? This X is brush, Y is brush. We know already from the early lectures in our class that this brush X is stationary and this brush Y is stationary. Both the brushes are stationary, X and Y. Commutator segments are rotating. The commutator segments rotate, but brush X and Y, they are stationary, they are not moving. We get voltage, or we get EMF at the terminals X and Y. Let us calculate what's voltage between X and Y. This X is connected to this side, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. Between X and Y, if you start from here, this is positive, negative, E, positive, negative, plus E, positive, negative, plus E, positive, negative, plus E. So this is E plus E plus E plus E. That is 4E. You get voltage between X and Y equal to 4E. Alternately, you can go from this path, positive, negative, E, positive, negative, E, positive, negative, E, positive, negative, E, E plus E2E plus E3E plus E4E. 4E voltage. That means the voltage that you are getting at terminals X and Y is 4E. But we just observed that there are two parallel paths in this machine. One passes through this, and back to Y. Second is from X, this, and this. So one path is A, 1, 1 prime, 2, 2 prime, C. Another path is A, 4 prime, 4, 3 prime, 3, back to C. So you have two parallel paths. This is a common feature of DC machine, that you have number of parallel paths. Fine, we'll come to that. Okay, now let's try to observe the same thing when this rotor rotates by some angle. Now let us suppose this rotor rotates by an angle of 45 degrees. This is north, this is south. When it rotates by an angle of 45 degrees, that means this point will reach here, 45 degrees. This rotor is rotating. When this rotor rotates by 45 degrees, this 1 prime and 3 will reach this point in the space. So the circuit becomes initially this 1 prime and 3 were here. Now they will come to this place. So this is 1 prime, this is 3. 2 and 4 prime were here, they will reach here. So this is 2 and 4 prime. 1 and 3 prime were here, they will reach here. 1 and 3 prime. 4 and 2 prime here, they will reach here. So this is 4 and 2 prime. Since commutator segments are rotating with the machine, they will also rotate. These are the 4 commutator segments. This is for omega t equal to 45 degrees. Since 2 and 4, they are under north pole. We already discussed, so this will be dot over here. Voltage is positive into the plane. sorry, voltage is positive after the plane. This is V, this is B, so it's out of the plane, dot. These two sides are cross. Since this is a radial magnetic field, brushes are stationary, they were here, they will stay here. Brush X, brush Y, positive brush, negative brush. As we can observe from this, that positive brush X is short circuiting. This is commutator segment A, this is commutator segment B, this is commutator segment C, this is commutator segment D. One is connected to A, two is connected to B, 3 is connected to C, D is connected, 4 is connected to D. Fine. One prime is connected to B. One prime is connected to B. 2 prime is connected to C. 3 prime is connected to D. 4 prime is connected to A. As you can see from the figure, that positive brush X is short circuiting commutator segment A and B, while as negative brush Y is short circuiting commutator segment C and D. What is voltage induced in coil side 1 prime and 3, similarly in 1 and 3 prime? Voltage induced is 0. Why? Because we know E induced is equal to V cross B dot L. Magnetic field linking this and this 1 and 3 prime, similarly 1 prime and 3, that is magnetic field linking coil 1 and coil 3 is 0. Since when B is 0, E induced will be equal to 0. There is no induced voltage in coil 1 and coil 3. If I again draw the circuit diagram, what we will get is this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. We already know to commutator segment A, two sides are connected, 4 prime is connected and 1 is connected. To commutator segment B, 1 prime is connected and 2 is connected. To commutator segment C, 2 prime is connected and 3 is connected. To commutator segment D, 3 prime is connected and 4 is connected. So this is coil A, one side of coil A, another side of coil A, one side of coil B, another side of coil B. One side of coil 3, another side of coil 3. One side of coil 4 and another side of coil 4. Where are the brushes? They are here. This is X, this is Y, positive, negative. You can clearly see that brush X is short circuiting commutator segment A and B. Between A and B, you have coil 1. If coil 1 has some voltage and you are directly short circuiting that via brush, there will be huge circulating current flow over here, which will damage the machine. Are you getting me? Since you are short circuiting coil 1 because coil 1 is connected between A and B and you are short circuiting that using brush X. Since brush X short circuits coil 1, if there is a voltage in coil 1, that voltage is being short circuited through this path. There can be a huge circulating current which will burn out the winding 1. But fortunately, what happens when this short circuiting of coil 1 takes place? The voltage induced in coil 1 is 0. Let me show you how. Have a look over here. This is coil side 1 prime. This is coil side 1 prime. What is magnetic field linked to this 1 prime? B is 0 over here, because this is exactly between the north and south pole. Magnetic neutral plane. Here magnetic field is 0. When B is 0, how much is E induced in 1 prime? It is 0. So here it is 0. Similarly, 1 prime, magnetic field is 0, so voltage is 0 volt. For 3 it is 0 volt. For 3 prime it's 0 volt. Though at omega t equal to 45 degrees, brush X is short circuiting coil 1, brush Y is short circuiting coil 3. But fortunately there are no circulating currents and machine does not get damaged. Why? Because at this instant the voltage induced in coil 1 is 0 and voltage induced in coil 3 is 0. What about coil 2? Is there any voltage in coil 2 or not? Let's check. 2 is dot, that means 2 is positive, so this side is negative. 2 prime is cross, that is 2 prime is negative and this is positive. 4 is cross, so this side is negative and this side is positive. 4 prime is dot, so this side is positive and this side is negative. If this voltage is E, this voltage is E, this voltage is E, and this voltage is E, let's check what is voltage between X and Y. In the earlier case, the voltage between X and Y was 4E. In this case, the voltage between X and Y, let's start from here, plus minus E, plus minus E, that is 2E, back to Y. So voltage between X and Y is only 2E. Vxy is equivalent to 2E. You can have another path here, plus minus E. E plus E is 2E between X and Y. Two parallel paths. Total voltage Vxy is equal to 2E. You have two parallel paths over here. This means whenever the brushes short circuit any of the coil in an ideal DC machine, that coil has voltage 0 across it. When that coil has voltage 0 across it, there are no circulating short circuit currents. Had this voltage not been equal to 0, that means had this not been exactly on the magnetic neutral plane, if this has some voltage in it and you were short circuiting the two commutator segments or short circuiting this coil, there would have been huge circulating currents through the coil, through the commutator segment, through the brush, which would have damaged brush, commutator segment as well as the coil. Fine. But this is only the case of an ideal DC machine. In the real DC machine, there is some voltage in there. So that does create problems. What are the problems? How do we rectify those problems? We'll come to those things in the next lecture, next few lectures. Next, take one more case. At omega t is equivalent to 90 degrees now. That means again rotated by 45 degrees. So this 3 will reach now this position. So what will the circuit look like? If this is the rotor, this is north pole, and this is south pole. One prime and 3, they will reach here. 1 prime and 3. 2 prime and 4. 3 prime and 1. 4 prime and 2. Commutator segments were also rotated by another 45 degrees. That means they have also rotated. B was here, so B will now be here. This is segment B, this is segment C, this is segment D, and this is commutator segment A. Connection of commutator segment to coil is fixed because commutator segments are itself rotating with the rotor. Now we know one is connected to A. Two is connected to B. 3 is connected to C. 4 is connected to D. 1 prime is connected to B. 2 prime is connected to C. 3 prime is connected to D. 4 prime is connected to A. At omega t equal to 45 degree, what was voltage induced in 1 prime and 3? It was 0 because B was 0. Now at omega t equal to 90 degree, is there a voltage induced in 1 prime and 3 or it is 0? Now there will be a voltage because this is now under north pole. Those ends which are under north pole, they have a dot marking. Now you already know why. Under south pole they have a cross mark. Voltage into the plane, voltage out of the plane. Let's draw the circuit diagram for this. Now B is here, C is here, D is here, and A is here. This is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. This is brush X. This is brush Y, positive brush, negative brush. Again we know to A are connected 1 and 4 prime. To B are connected 1 prime and 2. To C are connected 2 prime and 3. To D are connected 3 prime and 4. Between 1 and 1 prime you have a coil. 2 and 2 prime you have a coil. 3 and 3 prime you have a coil. 4 and 4 prime you have a coil. One prime is under north pole, so 1 prime will be positive, so this is positive, this is negative. While as 1 is under south pole, so this is negative, this is positive. 2 is under north pole, so 2 will be positive. 2 is positive. 2 prime is under south pole, so it will be negative. 3 is under north pole, so 3 will be positive. 3 prime is under south pole, so it will be negative. 4 is under south pole, so it will be negative. 4 prime is under north pole, it will be positive. Let's check what is voltage between X and Y. X is here, go to B, go to 2, plus minus that is E, plus minus that is E, plus minus that is E, plus minus that is E. E plus E plus E plus E. How much is voltage? It is 4E. Therefore, Vxy is equivalent to 4E. You can check from this path as well. Go to B, then go to 1 prime, plus minus E, plus minus E, plus minus E, plus minus E, E plus E plus E plus E, that is 4E. So voltage that you get at the output, Vxy, that is 4E. You can check. X is positive here, Y is negative. X is positive here, Y is negative. At omega t equal to 0, X is positive here, X is negative here. X is always positive and Y is always negative here. So we are getting the DC voltage at the output. Are you getting it? Okay. Look, one thing over here. Initially, this 1 prime and C, they were under south pole. Then this 1 prime and 3, they were in between the poles. Now at omega t equal to 90 degree, 1 prime and 3, they are under north pole. When 1 prime and 3 were under south pole, they had cross under it. That means voltage was positive into the plane. Then voltage became 0 here. Now voltage is positive out of the plane. That means polarity of voltage, you can check it from here. Polarity of voltage in coil 1 and in coil 3. Initially, you check here. Initially, coil side 1 was positive. Then coil side 1 became 0. Now coil side 1 became negative. That means polarity of voltage inside the machine, inside coil 1, is continuously changing. It is positive sometimes, then it becomes 0, then it becomes negative. Is that AC or DC? So that is AC voltage. That means though inside the machine, voltage induces AC. But at the output terminals, because of this commutation mechanism, you always get DC voltage at the output. And how is it done? Because of this commutation arrangement, the coils that are connected between brush X and brush Y, they keep on changing, they keep on switching. Clear? And one more thing that I mentioned earlier as well. The voltage that is induced across coil 1 is 0 when coil 1 is being short circuited. This is a very important point to note. In an ideal DC machine, the voltage induced across the coil which is being short circuited is 0. Similarly here, coil 3 was being short circuited. Voltage across coil 3 was 0 at that time. So it does not create any problem. Had this voltage not been equal to 0 and this coil 1 was being short circuited by brush X, there would have been huge circulating currents over here which would have damaged commutator segment, brush as well as the winding 1. But these are just the ideal cases. In a real DC machine, there actually are some problems. This voltage is not exactly equal to 0. There is some voltage in coil which is being short circuited. What are the reasons that there is some voltage in the coil which is being short circuited? And what are the problems that are being caused by that voltage? Obviously, there will be short circuiting circulating currents. What are the problems because of that? How does that damage the machine? And how do we take care of such problems? That's what we refer to as problems in commutation. Problems in commutation in real DC machines and solutions to problems in commutation of real DC machines. That will continue in next lecture. Thank you. That's all for this lecture.